everyone. Namaste from India and welcome back to LiveWabiSabi podcast, where we serve you real doses of self-love shots, empowering messages through conversations with inspiring women across globe who talk about their lived experiences and journeys to becoming the women they are today. You can expect heartfelt conversations, reflective insights, and raw moments of Wabi Sabi journey of leaders, entrepreneurs, pageant winners, coaches, homemakers, and professionals. Through Live Wabi Sabi podcast, we wish to remind you that your story has the power to inspire someone else. Your journey is valuable. Your imperfections make you unique because Wabi Sabi teaches us that beauty is found in the incomplete, impermanent, and imperfect nature of things. It reminds us that we all are allowed to be a work in progress. Well, my name is Shilpi Gupta Shah, a geologist, a women empowerment advocate, and founder of Live Wabi Sabi Life. Over the years, through my work with digital communities, interviews with global leaders, I was amazed by the resilience of women. So, this podcast is a natural extension of that journey, combining digital storytelling, social impact, and the mindset of giving back. Because I believe that every woman has a story that has the power to motivate someone else. And today I am thrilled to invite Suela Pirushi, founder of the Milestone Hub. Welcome to Live Wabi Sabi podcast, Suela. How are you feeling in this session today?
I'm feeling great. Thank you so much. And I feel honored being invited in your podcast. Thank you, Shilpi. And it is great to connect with you and your audience today.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming and accepting my invite. And now, tell us that from which part of world you are joining and what's the time at your place.
I am based in the UK and it is exactly 10:32 in the morning.
Okay, and we are in, I am in IST time zone, and here it's around 3 p.m. So
Okay,
perfect. So, will you like to introduce yourself to our viewers, Suela?
perfect. So I'm Suela. I'm the founder of the Milestone Hub and I'm the author of the book, The Business Currency is Love. I help professionals and small businesses convert their expertise into revenue, into paying clients through partnerships, getting more visibility.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm being honest with you, who I really am, I am a woman who has rebuilt herself from zero many times in different cultures, different countries, while raising her daughter alone, and I'm still here. That's
Okay.
probably the truest introduction I can give for you and your audience.
Okay, perfect. So, you talked something about visibility. So, is it a kind of, digital marketing agency or social media firm? I mean, this Milestone Hub, or is it something else?
No, it's not like only digital marketing and social media. I help them through a proved framework, which is called
Mhm.
Reach, and B stands for brand, R for revenue, I for influence, D for distribution, G for growth,
Okay.
and E for execution. Is the whole journey from being invisible to being able to convert and make money through your skills.
Oh wow, wow. Whenever money is involved, I'm excited. Because at the end of the day, money motivates you anyways. So, for this podcast, our main goal is to discover your Wabi Sabi journey and learn about the work or impact you are trying to create in this world, because the podcast is all about becoming her. I mean, your journey, your Wabi Sabi journey of identity, purpose, and authentic success. So, Suela, if you had to describe your journey in one sentence, I mean, I don't know if you are able to. I'm just asking. Will you be able to describe your journey in a one sentence?
Yeah, I'll try. If I have only one sentence, I would say uh, I went from a woman nobody believed to a woman who built bridges so other people don't have to prove themselves alone.
Wow. So from being a no one to becoming a bridge for everyone out there. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, wonderful. So, Suela, you have worked with institutions like, I mean, as I went through your LinkedIn profile and I saw that you have worked with institutions like World Bank and global partnerships. So, what was the moment that made you choose, entrepreneurship despite that, stability? Because I know how entrepreneurship looks like now, at least.
Honestly, I did not choose entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship chose me. So I was
Mm-hmm.
made redundant last
Mm-hmm.
year. And
Okay.
after working for 11 years in building partnerships around multi-million pounds companies and grow a 95% client retention rate across Europe, Middle East, and different countries throughout my complete career. One day I was told that my role was not no longer existed. So in that moment I had two choices: to find another desk and build someone else's dream, or to start building my own dream. So I decided to build a bridge.
Wow, wow. I'm loving this idea of bridge. We will talk about this more, I mean, as we come, as we move ahead in the podcast. So anyways, you openly talk about the gap between effort and results. So when you started your own business, what was the hardest truth you had to face?
What was the hardest I had to fix?
Mm-hmm.
That expertise is not enough. I had 20 years of experience.
Mm-hmm.
When I came into the UK, I had three master degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that they are not important and they have no value in here. So I
Mm-hmm.
stopped presenting myself as someone with degrees and coming from a university background, and I started proving myself. So I was
Mm-hmm.
able and capable in delivering results. This
Okay.
mindset shift changed everything.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. And I have also heard somewhere that expertise and knowledge are not enough, to build a business out of, whatever you know. So I guess yeah, I guess I mean, this is one thing which everyone needs to hear, that expertise is not enough.
Not enough.
So Suela, there is one line in your story when you say that you have skills but no structured offer. I mean, as I have seen in your LinkedIn profile. So how did you shift from figuring it out to building a clear, profitable system, building your bridge?
Um, Everyone has a turning point in their life, and me building that bridge was this turning point. I can share it with you a very simple and short story. I was at a networking event.
Excuse me, Suela. Can you speak a bit louder so that we are able to
Yes,
hear? Yeah.
I was at a networking event for women.
Mm-hmm.
There
Mm-hmm.
was a beautiful speech about how we can support and help each other, especially women to women. And I believed in every word where I heard. On that time, I wasn't building the bridge yet, my consultancy practice, my framework. And I was a foreigner in a country and raising my daughter alone, so I had no safety net, no nothing. But there was a woman sitting next to me, uh, and I told to her, beautiful speech, right? So helping each other. But I don't have that woman in my life to help
Okay.
me to open those doors. And her without any problem, so cold, so direct. She said, "You don't have that woman in your life to help you?" I said, "No, I don't. Be that woman for yourself." So and on that moment, I felt low, humiliated, betrayed for the system itself because they were talking so how to support and help each other, how we can grow, and hearing the next second that be that woman for yourself. So start from yourself and alone. So I could sit and cry or give up. I didn't choose this. And honestly, giving up wasn't an option for me.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my turning point and my moment. So I decided to keep on moving and to build for myself. So I decided to be the woman for myself.
Okay. Even I am a big supporter of having a network of your girlfriends or having a network of women around yourself. women and digital communities, which help them. You learn so much from them, and there is so much to gain. Yeah, and obviously, each and every one of you, I mean, you could support each other. So
Yeah.
anyways, many women, Suela, they are stuck in visibility without conversion. So what do you think most people are doing wrong when they say that I am showing up, but it isn't working?
Well, according to my opinion, they are just networking when they should be partnering. And there is
Mm-hmm.
a difference, a huge difference in this. Networking is just like collecting contacts and doing nothing with them. But
Mm-hmm.
partnerships, building partnerships is building collaborations. Most people go from conversation to conversation,
Mm-hmm.
post after post on social media, but nothing converts because they are building audiences instead of building alliances. The
Okay.
person who can help and transform your business is probably maybe in your phone, in your contact list.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
sometimes we have to teach ourselves to know on where to look.
Okay. Okay. I understand that. So first step is networking, and from networking you should go to partnerships, right? Build your alliances. Wow. Wow. That's a great takeaway, because until now I was a huge supporter of networking, but when it comes to having to move ahead from networking, then it's building
Building
alliances.
partnership and being
Yeah.
able to see who is there and how them can support you or you them, because maybe today you support them and tomorrow they will come your biggest ally.
Yeah, it's a kind of give and take kind of thing, that I mean,
Relation.
yeah, you learn from supporting, and you learn from getting support as well. So
Yes.
wow. So your work, Suela, I mean, it is definitely about building infrastructure, but internally, I mean, what do you think, what mindset shift, I mean, changed everything for you?
What helped me to change my mindset is I stopped asking who will help me
Okay.
and I started thinking who can I help first.
Oh, oh,
So
wow.
it's from changing the mindset from taking to giving and
Hmm.
changing every relationship I have built, not being transactional.
Hmm.
And when you lead with value, when you lead with trust, everything follows. Revenue as well follows. And that's
Okay.
the business currency, which I call it. It's the business currency is love, building with trust and starting to think whom I can help first, and everything the rest will follow.
Oh wow, wow. Okay. I think I am collecting some of those currencies. I hope, I guess so.
I'm glad to hear this.
So I mean, when things aren't working, Suela, I mean, there are times when when we feel overwhelmed, and we have so many tasks and things are not working. So how do you hold yourself on your self-worth, I mean, without thinking about the results?
Well, everyone has those moments in their life, but me, every time this happens, I look at my daughter every single time because she is not watching my revenue. She is not watching my followers count. She is not. She is just watching if her mother will get back up again. So
Okay.
I decided that the most important thing I can teach her, it's not success, but resilience. Every time I have to quit, I ask myself, what is my daughter learning right now?
Hmm.
Hmm?
Wow. This is such a beautiful reflection, I mean, seeing through eyes of your, daughter.
My
Wow.
most important person in life. So I see through her eyes and I never give up. So giving up is not an option. I'm used to that right now, but this is my my motivation, my power, where I find
Mhm.
my energy and everything.
Okay, I get it. We get it. So now, looking back, what version of yourself are you most proud of becoming, Suela? I mean, not achieving, but becoming.
The version that does not close doors behind her. I could have become bitter. I told you the story with the woman who changed my life. So be that woman for yourself. I could have become like her, achieving results and being the same woman for the rest of my people, my environment. But no, I did not choose that. I did not choose to become like her. I chose to be a bridge. I chose to keep an open heart and open opportunities, and I'm very proud of that. Not because it's easy, it is not, but because everything that happened to me made me stronger and not harder. So there's a difference in
Okay, okay. Thank you so much for sharing that. And now coming to your bridge program, Suela.
that.
So your bridge program, you said that you help others build, sustainable businesses. So, what is one foundation every entrepreneur must get, right from the day one when they start off thinking of entrepreneurship, or if they are, in the beginning of beginning journey of their entrepreneurship, process. So, what do you think? What is one foundation that they should remember?
Positioning is extremely important before
Okay.
even starting your website or drafting the logo, before your social media, your Instagram, LinkedIn, everything. You need to be able to say in one sentence who you help, what you solve. If this cannot be said clearly, nobody can refer you, nobody can partner with you because they will not be able and convinced to buy from you your services. And clarity, nowadays, it's not a luxury, it's the foundation. Everything else is built on top of that.
Okay, okay. That's interesting. So, Swela, I know that you have said two questions, that who you help and what kind of problem you solve. But when I started building Live Wabi Sabi, there was nothing, in my mind that what I am gonna do with it. It was just a platform, like inspired by my own journey, and which was transformed into a blog just to create awareness. Then it evolved into story features, it evolved into magazine, it evolved into podcasts. So for people like me who are continuously evolving in their journey, how can this program help?
Well, you should figure it out what you enjoy doing the most, and if
Okay.
what you like and what you are most capable in doing fits perfectly with your audience. You might
Mhm.
tell me I enjoy, let's say, playing football, but playing football is not profitable. Yes,
Mhm.
you are right. We have to find the synchronicity, what you enjoy and what the people are working with you need. Because if you do something which you don't like, you will not give your 100%. It will be a broken system. So you need to have satisfaction from both parts. It's like, as we mentioned before, the bridge is where you are here is a strong foundation and where the client is. If both those foundations are not stable, the bridge will not happen.
Okay, okay. And when it comes to revenue generation, that suppose if I want to start generating revenue from this, so are there any kind of tips at the moment which you have in your mind that should be, these are the things which you should like do, or maybe anything regarding revenue? Tell
Uh,
us something.
to me, the shift that changed everything was I stopped trying to sell everything that I can do, everything as an expertise. If you see from my CV, there are many things I can cover, but
Mhm.
I stopped trying to sell everything I can do, and I started solving one problem, one specific
Oh,
problem for a specific person. That
okay.
changed everything. So this is how revenue is generated.
Okay, okay. So identify your problem, and identify the problem in the market, and then you should start solving, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I get it. I get it. So Suela, you have rebuilt yourself after years of experience. So, what does starting over really teach you about power and resilience?
Well, starting over teaches you that you are not your job title, you are not your salary you get, you are not your LinkedIn bio. You are the person who shows up where everything is stripped away many times. Every time you lose something external. Every time you discover that the only thing you truly owe is the ability to rebuild. This
Mhm.
is the power which everyone has inside of us, the ability to start from nothing and build something that matters, not giving up.
Okay, okay, not giving up. Thank you so much for saying that. So, Suela, at Live Wabi Sabi podcast, we generally celebrate the imperfect and the incomplete parts of our journey. So, what is one imperfect part of your journey that actually, shaped your strength the most?
Well, arriving in the UK and realizing my degrees meant nothing in here, many master degrees, years of senior experience. Then I continued to doing my PhD. Oxford University as well sits on my CV as a credential. Um, what I realized is starting from zero because the system wasn't able to recognize what I had and what I've done. That humiliation, because let's call it it's humiliation, taught me that something new no university could ever tell you. Your credentials open doors, but your character is what keeps you in the room. I stopped relying on what was written on paper on my CV and started proving in person what I can deliver.
Okay, okay. So having clarity of mind is very very important, which I am like trying to find out from this conversation. So, Suela, in Live Wabi Sabi podcast, we generally talk about self love shots. I mean, which you do in your everyday life, not the ideal version, but your honest self love shots. So, what are your doses of self love shots which you don't miss in any part of your day?
Giving up is not an option.
Okay. Wow.
Simple as that.
Sweet, sweet, sweet and simple. And is there any song which immediately, instantly makes you pump up when you are overwhelmed and when you are, under the weather?
It is. I like a few of them, but one recently which I like it the most is "Flowers" by Miley Cyrus. There is a line in that that says everything about my journey. And when I'm tired, I have self doubt, or when numbers don't add up, I always put this song, and I remember, "You haven't come so far to stop."
Okay. You haven't come so far. The lyrics are like this, right?
No,
You
it's
want to sing?
the
You want to
idea
sing it
you
out?
get it. Say it again.
I said, do you want to sing it out?
No, no, I'm not. I don't have a beautiful voice. I hate myself while I sing. But the idea of the song is you haven't come so far to stop right now.
Okay, perfect. You haven't come so far to stop right now. And wow. So I'll search out that song on internet. So, anyways, is there any specific book which you prefer reading, or any kind of book which has changed your perspective on life? Would you
Yes,
like to share?
yes. If my perspective on life, there is a specific book which I will never forget. Is
Mhm.
by the author Rumi, the Masnavi. He taught me that the journey is the destination. And as well, I like the other author, Hakim Sanai. They refer to God in very different ways, which we are taught from the religious books. And business related is the author Robert Kiyosaki with Rich Dad Poor Dad. And as well, my own book.
Okay, I love this idea. I'll check out this book also. Journey is the destination. I also believe that as much as you should enjoy the journey, not wait or not expect something out of destination. So yeah, it makes so much of sense. So any motivational quote or message for the viewers out there who are listening or who will be watching it later?
Oh, yes. A world that trusts nothing will build nothing that lasts. But you, one person, one bridge, one kept promise, you can be that exception. And in the world that's forgotten how to trust, the exceptions are the one who can change absolutely everything.
Mhm. Okay, okay. So, Suela, until now we are talking for around more than 25 minutes, 25 minutes, and it seems like you're acing in whatever you are doing. Still, like when it comes to, supporters of, your own support system. So, are there any cheerleaders or support system in your journey? Will you like to mention them?
There are two very important women in my life. The first one is my daughter, who, although she is a teenager and she is not able to give me advice, but she is the reason I keep on moving forward. And the next one, not least by importance to me, is my very best friend. She is much more grown up than me, but she is everything. She is the one who holds my hand in this journey.
Okay, okay. So, Suela, how can people connect with you?
Well, easily they can find me on LinkedIn, which is my full name, Suela Pirushi. They can find me on www.themilestonehub.com. They can just book a free consultation with me if they are interested. Drop me an email. I always reply. And as well, I invite them to visit www.thebusinesscurrency.com, where they can download free resources related to the book which I wrote.
Okay, okay. My next question was, about this only. Are there any kind of free resources which you offer, which you have to share for the community? So they have to go to to your website and then check out the free resources, right?
Yes, they can download it there for sure easily. It's everything in
Okay,
there.
okay. And how does that download helps them? I mean, is it a kind of a workbook kind of thing?
There are workbooks, worksheets, ebooks, everything they need to start building that bridge and that trust in their life.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So thank you, Suela, for such a beautiful conversation. And I just loved each and every part of it. I have taken a note of some things that expertise is not enough. Then the next step after networking, it comes, like partnerships and alliances. And
Yes,
your business should solve two questions: that who you help and what you solve. Wow.
yes, which is
And
extremely
definitely, I am
important.
gonna read out this book. Journey is the destination. I loved each and every part of our conversation. And to everyone who joined us today, and to those who will watch this later, let me remind you that maybe you are in season of growth, or maybe you are standing in moment of uncertainty. And let me tell you, let me remind you that both are valid. Your growth is valid, your uncertainty is valid. You are allowed to unfold at your own pace. You are allowed to become without rushing the process. And if you wish to share the journey, then book a call with me. Calendar link is in the caption. So until we meet again, stay real, stay gentle with yourself, and keep embracing the beauty of your imperfectly perfect journey, or perfectly imperfect journey. So live Wabi Sabi. Thank you so much, Suela, for your time, and I truly loved our conversation. And we'll continue the dialogue further, maybe after
Sure.
a few
Thank you
minutes.
so much for the
Yeah.
invitation. Likewise, it was a pleasure talking to you today. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you so much.
Sophie.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Bye bye.
Bye.